Hi, everybody. Welcome to the QB School. I am JT O'Sullivan. Today, Patrick Mahomes, another AFC championship win. Locked in, fired up. Let's get it going. Welcome to the QB School. Before we dive into the video, a quick reminder about the Quarterback School Patreon community. This group is the foundation, the bedrock of the channel. Not only is it a great, inexpensive way to support the channel, but you get even more Quarterback School content. So hop over there, join, become a member. I appreciate your support. As for this video, let's get into it. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, another AFC championship game right out the gate. They went pretty crazy with the RPOs. I'm used to calling this the Tua or the seam wheel flat, seam wheel post, slant wheel post, whatever the hell you want to call it. I don't see a whole lot of teams do it because I would consider it a very difficult RPO. It turns into a big chunk right here. I personally think it's easier for a right-hander to do it like this to the left. So what is this play? This play is, here's the seam, here's the rail or the wheel, and then the flat comes across from the opposite side. Now, the thing that I think makes this thing so difficult is you very rarely see a first level RPO, meaning a defensive line type, for a down the field intermediate type throw window. And really, this is multiple ones. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know exactly how these teams read it. I can imagine that these are more pre-snappy, meaning, hey, do we have a certain look that's going to give us an opportunity for this, as opposed to, I can't imagine you would read this player, say, oh, it's a keep read, meaning he's going to close here and tackle the back. Well, now I'm going to get my eyes upfield and read this. That doesn't seem realistic. So however they do it, it's very impressive. Again, I think of this as the Miami Dolphins Tua Wanda play, but this is well done. It's done at a high level. All three guys are open, and I would say the run is there. So 4 good options. And it turns into a big chunk. It's really impressive. They got you some RPOs early and exposed the Buffalo back end here in the first quarter plus, but this is just well done. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I've watched a lot of Kansas City Chiefs this year because I haven't, but the arm talent from Mahomes is just constantly on display. I mean, it really is. This throw, there's a number of throws in this game, even some incompletions, the 2-point later, things of beauty, outstanding. Next one here, fumble. This is a tough one because, certainly Patrick Mahomes understands how to take care of the ball. I personally think of the Chiefs as willing to run Mahomes when it matters. So big games, big moments in games, he's going to run it, and you're going to have a plan for his feet. Right here, the ball handling is just one of those things where when you don't, quote unquote, live in this world, meaning that you're not repping this constantly. This isn't part of your DNA as a team as far as running zone read. It's one of those things where things like this, I feel like, can happen. And you're really putting your franchise, really the face of the shield, kind of in jeopardy here, diving into a fire hydrant, that's coming at you. So what is this play? This is just zone read. So here's who we're reading. We've got what looks like wide zone. Got the quarterback capacity to run it. We see it later for a touchdown, run a little bit different. They run that one out of the pistol with that, BS diamond look. But instead of running just pure zone read here, they've got the triple element of this arrow or spear screen down here. And so, do they run this play? Sure. Do they live in this world? Again, I'm not a Kansas City Chiefs offensive expert. I would doubt that they run Patrick Mahomes very often in this situation, but right here, he's taken it and he's got a chance to run it or flip it to Kelsey or to 83. So ball on the ground, sloppy, they get it, tough, just tough for a team that is so good, so situationally sound, so responsible with the decision making for the most part. To see that doesn't look like anything other than, hey, the back's trying to take it, I'm trying to pull it out. It's a bit of a tweener read there for 50 for me, if that's who we're reading in the C gap. Could you hand it off? Sure. Could you pull it? Yep. Ball on the ground. Now this is dangerous. Got your right hand out there, and you've got a big human coming head first right into your head and arm. So again, in my opinion, okay, obviously bad luck, poor ball handling, but a little fortunate not to get hurt. That is a tough look. Just take it from a bully ball. Next one here, same play, same formation, same movement as the first play that I showed. The Tua RPO, the little Miami Wanda play. This time we throw the back shoulder rail. I mean, it's an outstanding throw. It really is. This play puts significant stress on a defense for a few reasons, and I haven't talked about it specifically in a while just because I feel like I didn't watch that much Tua this year with the whole head issue and my own issues. But for me here, this type of play, so this seam, which is not going to be great versus press. So you can almost say, hey, the seam is gone. You've got this rail opportunity here. And again, we're coming from depth here. So that's why you've got that back shoulder opportunity right there. You can put it right on him. Otherwise, we are reading this conflict defender, right? First level, backside C-gap player. So we've got the run coming down here. We've got the quarterback, the capacity to run it. And then we've got the flat coming across the field, right? So as he comes across the field, we've got this flat. So you've got the vertical stretch. You've got the horizontal and vertical stretch. You've got the horizontal stretch. You've got the capacity to run it down here. And you've got the quarterback's capacity to run it. And that is just massive stress on a defense. And again, it's harder for me for our right-hander to do this to the right because you got to flip your hips all the way around. So he's making that throw with a free runner right in his face. That doesn't look like the shortest guy I've ever seen coming off the C-gap. And that's a big-time play. And again, I just love the fact that they were incorporating this thing, making it look like it's part of their DNA, and him executing at a ridiculously high level with it as well. Next one here, 4th and 1. Already talked about it. Big games, you've got to have a plan to stop Patrick Mahomes' feet. He's always seems to be just fast enough. So 4th and 1, nobody there for the quarterback. Again, you play middle field post safety. You're almost always going to be outnumbered if they go quarterback run game. Even though this isn't true quarterback run game, this is a naked keeper. Fake it to him, throw it to him. They're trying to fake it. It's actually a little bit of a different version of it where they're trying to fake this dive. So you reverse out, fake it to him, and then you've got the guy in the T coming out into the flat. Usually you reverse out, fake it here, and keep going out here. Either way, it's usually one. You usually got somebody to the corner, somebody to the over, somebody in like a late bang flat here. But you've also got to be able to have a plan for when Mahomes just says, I can just go get it myself, especially on 4th and 1. Again, this guy, that's supposed to be a 5, he cannot beat you with his feet in big games. The arm, the matchup, he's going to make some ridiculous throws. The back-breaking plays are with his feet. And so as soon as you go middle field post safety here, so it's 4th and 1, well, you've got a safety in the middle of the field. In my opinion, once that's the case, the quarterback run game, the math works out almost perfectly to both sides no matter what. Even if it's not true QB run game like this, you just don't have enough people to fit all these eligibles and a running quarterback. And it's a first down, and it's easy. Next one here, 3rd and 4, another big-time situational play here. Just out the red zone here on the 27. We're going to get to a 3-by-1. We're then going to get to a fast 4 motion from the back. We know it's man. Somebody runs with him. We're going to work the little whip or slant up top, little slant return. And if you can't tackle him immediately, it's going to be a first down. And that's a tough route versus man-to-man. It's going to be difficult for somebody to stay with somebody like that. And it's just enough, and it's a first down. So it's the combination of the design, right? Start 2-by-2, shift to 3-by-1. That sure looks like middle field closed. Okay. Again, you got to incorporate the whole part of this thing to understand how good it is. So we shift to here. They run across, and it sure looks like man-to-man, 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 middle field closed. Okay. Just to be sure, let's go fast 4 motion. And how do they adjust? Oh, well, somebody runs from the second level. Guaranteed man-to-man. Man-to-man, one-on-one up top. And then we work that little and then come across. And if he doesn't run the route at the correct depth and you don't tackle him immediately, it's on you. It's a first down, and they're moving the ball. So all those intricate pieces together, the shift, the motion information, the one-on-one easy winner up top. Again, that's really hard to stay with somebody. You think you're getting meshed. He comes back out on him. And it's just one of those things where it can feel like, oh my God, they're shifting, they're motioning, they're doing all these things. And he's just coming out, throwing a little quick little double move. First down. Beautiful. Next one here, touchdown pass to the number 3 down here to the bottom. A little flood variation. We're going to get a nice little rub pick. Just too easy to the front pylon. Beautiful job. Again, defensively here, going middle field close in the red zone to me is always a question mark. You know, they're essentially going man free with playing a spy with Mahomes. So again, let's first just kind of understand what happens here. To me, this is just an iteration of flood. Must outside release go. We're going to get some sort of sail, but as we sail here, we're going to get a bit of a rub. So we're going to take our guy into the number 3's guy here. So as we get into this, and we're going to get a little pick right here for this. And this is a touchdown. Again, defensively here, post safety in the red zone to me always is a question mark. I never really understand it. But then once you do that and the extra player in the hole here, he's not hunting up anyone. It looks like he's trying to like spy 15. Well, we talked about 15 and you got to have a plan for his feet, but this is 1st and 10. So again, they're making choices. The Chiefs seem to have nice answers, nice compliments, and this is just too easy, man. You're going to let Patrick Mahomes come out here and throw little rub flats. Again, thing to pay attention to, the little nuance part of this is a split like this. So see how we're wide here and then we're kind of tight here? Like these two are kind of on top of each other, almost like a pseudo stack. That's not an accident, right? That's a happy split because we're trying to get that little rub. We're going to take our guy right into this guy. And it's just those kind of details that you see layered all over the Chiefs film. They work together. You can see the design. You can see how things pop, and it's executed at a really high level. And it's really just too easy. I mean, you can't be able to come out here, throw a flat, jump in touchdown like that, uncontested. Next one here, 3rd and 5. All right, now this one to me is lucky. Okay, this is triple slant to the bottom, dragging up top, slant flat. Okay, for whatever reason, Mahomes doesn't like it down here to the bottom. He probably gets stuck on Kelsey. He then creates and throws this like miracle hero ball kind of late scramble throw up the middle of the field. Now, this could easily be an interception in my opinion. This is a poor decision. Now, it works out. But this ball has to be intercepted if you're this 24. I mean, it is right there for the taking. And it ends up being 1st and goal inside the 5. So I'm assuming if you were to talk to Patrick, he would say, hey, I probably made a mistake here, got hung up on Kelsey. Now, again, do I like Kelsey in this matchup? Yeah, for sure. So to me, this is quick slant, traditional slant, usually with a 5-yard in. Okay, up top, the dragon to me is slant and then flat. Okay, there's lots of different ways to read this. I don't think you can really be wrong. Versus middle field closed, man. I would say traditionally, the number 2 is the one that comes the most open. So I would expect him to go 1, 2, just like this. And this is probably, if he had to play it over again, where the ball would go. Post this happening, so now we're in scramble mode. Now we've got to move. This turns into a seam, and this turns into a wheel. These are scrambled type things. This ball to me has to be intercepted if you want to beat the Chiefs at home in the playoffs. So we get away with a poor decision, not getting the ball down here, and then we get rewarded again. So double fortunate here that this thing's not an interception. So you can sit here and I can sit here and say, hey, for the most part, the film is outstanding. We're making good decisions. Even when we make throws like this, it's working out in our favor. There's nothing rigged about that. That's just poor safety play. It's there. They've got him squeezed, right? You got him squeezed. They've got 2 stunts on, 2 ETs to make sure we keep him in the pocket. And he makes a miracle throw. He's in the grasp. I would say it's a poor decision, but it works. So maybe you're wearing your Patrick Mahomes jersey going, man, you're an idiot, couch, YouTuber. I'm telling you, that's a poor decision. And again, if 24 could catch, he'd be playing offense, right? But you got to go get that ball, dog. Oh my God. Damn. Lucky. Next one here, 3rd and 1, coming out of the 2-minute warning into the second quarter. Mahomes runs it in for a touchdown, first of 2. This is kind of a wrinkle off the fake it to him, throw it to him earlier that we saw on the 4th down. Now, okay, this is going to get in some people's feelings. I can already tell. A little streamer action there. But for me, when you look about trying to project how to beat the Chiefs, okay, there aren't a lot of ways to do it. I think one way to do it is you have to be willing to hit 15. Okay, I've already talked about his legs. But when he gives you opportunities like this, you have to absolutely thump him. And I'm not talking about his cheap shot. I'm talking about tackling, making him feel what it feels like to run the ball, because it happens too many times in these big games. So traditionally, this play is we fake it to the back, we reverse out, fake it to him, and then we try to throw it to him right here. That's the kind of fake it to him, throw it to him idea. What the Chiefs do here is they run a version where we fake it to him, or continue to roll out like this, but instead of going to the flat, he sets up and seals this thing or blocks. And the number 1 up top, literally the number 1, takes the place of the flat. So it's the same spacing for the quarterback, but how they get there is different. So to me here, this is just a really nice wrinkle, almost always paired with an over and something on the back line. And again, it's not there. He just takes it himself. So again, you having a plan for the feet of 15 is massive in these games. And it always looks like teams are surprised, like, oh shit, yeah, you got to thump him right there. He can't lower his shoulder like that, or sort of lower his shoulder. You kind of hear him go, ee, without making him feel it. And there's just too many times where he did that and doesn't have to deal with the ramifications of running into a brick wall. And so, yeah, it's a nice play. And you got to tip your hat. Patrick Mahomes, the best for sure. Okay. But that from the Eagles has to feel like a car accident. Da-dunk. Next one here, 3rd and 3. Another meshy. Okay. We see a number of meshes in this game. Kelsey at the bottom does a great job with the rub right here. And it's just too easy. You get Hollywood going across on the mesh. And this is just too open, too easy. They've got too much of a football IQ on their perimeter to just line up in middle field closed man and show bump. It's just too easy. The runaways are too open. I mean, the guy covering him is not in the screen. It's 5-on-5 crime out there. So understand Kelsey at the bottom of the screen. This 3rd down. This is middle field closed, press man. I mean, this is amateur hour type of presentation of defense. So what Kelsey's doing here, as we're running this mesh across the field here, all he's doing is taking his guy and trying to run him and his guy to get a pick down here. So boom, collision, make this guy go over the top, get picked, get rubbed, and he can't handle that. So it's just one of those things where you're making it too easy. They are making it too easy for the Chiefs. You've got to mix up the look. Again, look at 5 at the bottom of the screen. He's got no chance when they're both pressed like that. You have to be at different levels. It looks like he's surprised. Like, what is this new play? Are they running, what is it called? Mesh? Question mark? Come on, dog. I mean, it's one of those things where you turn on the film, you're like, all right, maybe they catch you in mesh, man coverage one time. It keeps happening. They close out the game on a mesh. And again, the guy who's covering him is not in the screen. There's his little red glove at the left. He's not in the screen when he catches it. Come on. Too easy. Nice job from the Chiefs. Next one here, 2nd and 3. We're going to rip the little backside inbreaker down here to the bottom. Again, for me, this is just too easy. And I get it. Missed tackle, extends it, all those things. But just the coverage, middle field closed, the man element, the fact that Mahomes knows exactly where he's going the whole time. He does this, what I would consider like an air raidy drop. He's just getting depth. He understands that you're heating him up. But this look is, again, this is too easy, man. Middle field closed, press man. I mean, look at this. What are we doing? This looks like a bad, contemporary dance setup. I don't understand. This is too easy to then just come up and hit this. And again, the drop I would classify as non-traditional. He's just getting enough depth, understands the timing, and then he's one of the few people on the planet that can have a base this wide and put it exactly where he wants all the time. Just arm talent as good as anyone who's probably ever done it. But I mean, look at the space at the bottom of the screen, y'all. See the separation? I mean, that is, and you miss a tackle? I mean, the Bills are kind of fortunate that that's not a touchdown, if I'm being totally honest. Just out there getting thumped. Again, they're bringing 6, but no one's close to home. I mean, it's not even a good block from the back. He hits his back foot and the ball is out. Look at Mahomes' head. He knows where he's going the whole time. Left, back foot in the ground. All his cleats in the ground, ripping it. Look at the separation. Oh my God. On the body, on the break. Punt return right. Too easy. Next one here, another Mahomes touchdown run. This time off the little diamond. This time it's GT read. So a little bit of a different wrinkle than the zone reads we saw earlier. It's a great job from Mahomes, driving his feet, finishing. It really is. It's also an excellent block from Kelsey. You know, Kelsey probably not known as a great blocker, but he makes a great downfield decision here. The dude just has such a high football IQ. A feel for space, really more than anything else, is how I think the best way to describe Kelsey, and a hell of a competitor. But this is one of those things, again, I feel like I'm a broken record at this point. You must have planned for this guy running the ball. This, to me, is not it. Meaning, once there's a post safety, you just don't have the math on either side. So what we're actually doing here is we are reading this player right here. And we are running GT to the left. So what is GT? All that is guard, tackle, counter. So we're getting a kick out and we're getting a wrap. And then everyone else play side is going gap down backer. Gap down, gap down, gap down. So we're probably getting a deuce to right here or right here. And we're just reading this guy. And then it's paired with a double arc. So we're arcing out and then we're arcing out. And then Kelsey does a great job of saying no to the second level, yes to the third level. And Mahomes does a great job of driving his feet. But again, if they're going to run Mahomes like this, you have to make it hurt. And again, I want to be really clear. I'm not talking about hurting anybody. I am talking about trying to knock the living shit out of them. I'm really, you can't allow a quarterback to run like this, especially a guy who's not Lamar Jackson or Justin Fields or Josh Allen. Like he doesn't strike me as the type of guy who is going to run into contact. But right here, he's lowering his shoulder. He's driving his feet. If they're going to do this with him, a chink in the armor to me would be to make him feel it. And I can't imagine the Eagles are watching this not saying the exact same thing. Now, it's one thing for me and us to be able to identify to do that. It's another thing to do it because he's always fast enough. He's always slippery enough, but he's lowering his shoulder right here. That's him trying to run through things. You got Hamlin trying to punch the ball out. Okay, that's not trying to knock the shit out of somebody. That's trying to be Peanut, which is fine if you're Peanut Tillman or you're the second guy. Okay, 58 going in there without his arms. And again, Mahomes does a great job of driving his legs. I don't want to discount that. I also want you to watch Kelsey again here. Watch 87. He's second level. No. Safety. Boom. Take the hit off of him. It's outstanding, man. It's good football. Next one here. This is a 2-point right after that run. This is probably my favorite throw of the game from Mahomes. Technically, he's hot off the green dog here. This to me is drive trail down here to the bottom or some iteration of it. Drive crosser with the trail. This is a ridiculous throw. He's trying to get the ball to the drive to Smith-Schuster, it looks like. Says no. Look at his feet, all crazy sideways, and still throws a perfect route to the number 2 on the crosser, the basic. So it looks like he wants to throw it right there to Smith-Schuster. Okay. Technically, 43 is unblocked as the green dog. He's just coming from too much depth.
I don't know why you got to do it.
He says no to the drive. Look at his feet.
All you got to do is say earmuffs to him.
He's on one fucking foot. Okay. Earmuffs. Sorry, earmuffs. He's on one foot when he makes the read to throw that ball. His right foot eventually gets down through 2 like volleyball blockers. And then look at the throw. Look at the accuracy. Right on the throat. Oh my God. Just watch Mahomes here, man. He looks like he's totally out of control, but always in sync, always connected, just making this thing look beautiful. And again, we could get into the weeds of the pass pro, but at the end of the day, this guy is unblocked. He probably has the back. I would say, Bills, if they had to do this over again, he would be hugging this thing and adding on quicker. So he's adding on from depth. He never gets home. The other part about this is, so he's trying to get it here on the crosser. It's not there. Or the shallow or the drive. This basic or crosser is where it goes. This one's even more open to Kelsey. I mean, we got winners all over the place. It's a win fest out there. And then Patrick Mahomes has the capacity to play quarterback with his feet like this and be this kind of accurate. His feet are literally pointed parallel. Actually backwards. His left foot is back. Look at that throw. Get the fuck out of here. That's so good. Oh my goodness. Let it wash over you. Okay. And he's having a down year. He's not. Next one here. 2nd and 7. Get meshy again. Kelsey again with a perfect mesh rub or pick here. We'll go through how this happens and how this becomes so open. But Patrick Mahomes does a nice job pocket movement. This thing turns into punt return right. We'll talk about potentially how you would handle these types of things and what you need to do potentially defensively to have a chance versus this. But this is too easy. You're giving Kelsey the keys, the answers to the test before the play is snapped. I love Mahomes here trying to get the rail. Watch him. Quick sudden movement. Boom. Stay alive. Again, off-platform throw. Simply nobody better in the history of football. Too easy. So first thing to do here, and this is really where I think the Eagles or whoever is going to beat the Chiefs is going to be able to make some hay. When we shift here, okay, in my opinion, you can't just have this guy come across and play man coverage. It's too easy to this guy. He sniffs this out from a mile away. So he knows it's man to man. Okay? He can see the coverage. He can see the adjustment to the shift. So once we get over there, Kelsey is running mesh to pick that guy. And this is just mesh railroad. So we see 7 go. He's looking right at him. So okay, smart ass, how would you handle this? You've got to have the capacity to shift and give a different look. So we've got to play combo coverages. We've got to mix up the coverage. We've got to play 2 over here and bracket over here. We've got to have the capacity to play quarters one side and match the other side. We can't just play middle field closed man. You just can't. So when we run mesh railroad, so there's the rail, here's the over the ball, here's the important route, okay, even though he's not getting the ball, he comes across, and when we're covering this mesh, so as he's running this mesh across Kelsey, underneath Kelsey, we do not get a pick. Okay, we shuffle our feet, we make him go around us, and that creates the space. And again, it's just too easy for him. You're allowing him to be an important critical factor, and they're not even throwing him the ball. So, I mean, it's perfect. It's perfect. Got him. Then they get a bonus, a friendly fire, and that's just too easy, man. It really is too easy. And again, you overlay that with Mahomes and the capacity to read it correctly, have the pocket movement, the savviness to go, no, off platform. Again, look at his feet. Look at where his feet are lined up to throw, and he throws it to the shallow. Now it's maybe a little back hip, but certainly good enough. Wide open, barely anybody in the screen. Next one here, 1st and 10, balls on the 10, 4:28 left to go, tie game. Okay, this is really the only, what I would say, besides for the one earlier poor decision where he gets rewarded on the scramble throw, this to me is either a miscommunication, poor decision, sack. Okay, going backwards really takes you out of an opportunity for a good shot at scoring a touchdown. Now again, it looks like he's looking to the right. So whatever's to the right, to me, it looks like Hopkins probably does his own thing down here with the short motion. Again, I'm not familiar with that route. Maybe that's what they want. if this is what it's supposed to look like, put it this way. If this is what it's supposed to look like, this like walk off turn right here, both of these to me are open. That makes me think that one or two of these guys, probably this guy, is doing his own thing. And again, he's not 87. They don't have that same kind of chemistry. So it's just, at the top of the drop, could he throw it to this or this? Yeah. Would that save us a sack, keep us going towards the end zone, keep the clock moving, go in the right direction, give us a chance on second and third down? Yeah. For whatever reason, it doesn't happen here. So, the ball could go to either of those guys if they're doing what they're supposed to do. I'm going to hedge to say Patrick Mahomes doesn't like what he sees there, and it's not going to work. And so now it results in a sack, and collectively one of the few, the fumble, the kind of get lucky third down scramble throw, and then this one, really a handful of only bad plays in the night. Next one here, 150 left, fourth quarter. Okay, they've got 2 timeouts left. We're going to need a couple first downs. This is the fake it to him, throw it to him. Again, when I think of the Chiefs and I think of Andy Reid, one of the things that I think about play calling is the aggressiveness at the end of games, the ability for him to say, we are always going to put it in our best players' hands. And so you can't be surprised that they're using 15's feet, that they're letting 15 throw. Again, the other thing to pay attention to here is this looks like it's tackle over, right? They've got Kelsey as the left tackle in over there. So they've trying to formation FU. Too easy of a little flip. Now, the only lucky thing here is it looks like they call him out of bounds before he goes down. Yeah, he does step out right there. So they get the clock to stop, which is fortunate. But this is a beautiful, again, Kelsey's in. If you're watching this, you probably know the offensive lineman for the Chiefs. I don't. One of them looks like they're over to the right. Fake it to the back, throw it to the back. Too easy. Little flip. And then if it's not there for whatever reason, guess what? 15's probably going to run it himself. So they get a first. They just don't keep the clock rolling. Last one here to close this thing out. A little mesh traffic. Get meshy again. 3rd and 9. This time, cool little double shift. Again, extended kind of wide bunch, open nub. We're going to get the back in the flat. And it's just asking too much of 43. Even the fact that he's going to make that tackle in space, he's got to navigate essentially triple picks. So beautiful job here again. They just continue to go to the well with the greatest hits with some of these meshes, and teams just don't seem to have an answer. So the first thing here again is go to school on the shift. Okay, the next thing to understand here is what this probably is some version of mesh. All 3 of these guys are coming in, and we've got the flat coming from the opposite side, okay, trying to exit through the A or the B gap, and then we probably have Kelsey coming across on the mesh underneath after. So just 1 to 2 there. Now, the thing for me here is that if you're going to ask these linebackers, so these 2 linebackers almost guaranteed have this back, okay, and they're going to funnel him. So if he goes this way, this guy's got him. If he comes this way, this guy's got him. And the opposite guy becomes the hole player or the thief or the rat. If you're asking this guy to cover this, he's got to get up tighter, and he's got to have a plan to navigate these 6 guys. Again, we're getting double bumped out there. You're going to get, it's frustrating, man. These are plays that can't get called fast enough if you're on offense. It's 3rd and 9. They shouldn't be able to get a flat for a first down. They shouldn't. So again, it's a tough ask to have 43. You can see 43 try to navigate all those, And 34 is fast enough, captures the edge, stays inbound, and it's over. Just like that, it's over. And again, if it wasn't there, you see Kelsey's got the patience to kind of work, and he's probably coming across. So no. Oh, too easy. That's a wrap. So that is a wrap. Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, just continue to impress. They really do. In the biggest moments, they seem to always be the coolest, the most collective, the most poised, have the best capacity to execute, have a bunch of layered, cool, intricate design, high-level details and nuance to their perimeter, to their run game, to 15 using his feet. All those things together, and maybe a couple fortunate kind of plays there for them as far as that one scramble 3rd down. I can't get out of my head because I just feel like that really would have changed the potential for this thing. But man, to beat the Chiefs, you're going to have a lot of things go your way. And, okay, this is where the delicate dance comes in. If they're going to run 15, you have to have a plan to hit him. And I'm not saying penalty, cheap shot, hurt. I'm saying you have to make him think twice about it, because when he uses his feet and he feels he's got to lower his shoulder, run people over, kind of do those things at the goal line on critical situations, it just makes this offense that much more difficult to stop. And they're already elite with the arm talent, with the design, with the play calling, with the screen game, with what they do scheme-wise, that to then overlay the quarterback run game, his ability to use his legs, always be fast enough, just seems like it's too much every single big game. So finding whatever that looks like, it'll be fascinating to see what the Eagles do, but the Buffalo Bills had no plan, couldn't stop it, got meshy all over the place, got people picked, rubbed, just overwhelmed on the back end. So excited for hopefully the Eagles to make more of a fight of it. We'll see. We'll all find out together. Thank you so much for hanging to the end. I will see you next time. Have a good one.